Hey, what's going on, Bull Runners? Welcome back to the channel. Ryan Huggins here, aka Win with Ryan. Have you been wondering why your XRP just took a wild dive, losing nearly $500 million in a single move? It's happening right now, and no, it is not a glitch. The market's shaking, and big players might be setting up the stage for something huge. Stick with me for the next couple minutes. I'm going to break it all down for you. The XRP next Black Swan event, Trump's shocking tariff bombshell, and a DeFi proposal that's stalling everything. Plus, how you can stay ahead before it's too late. We are also going to head over to X to find out all the breaking news that's happening in the crypto world today. We're going to head over to CoinGlass and check on the liquidations that have happened in the last 24 hours. We're going to dive a little deeper on why Bitcoin plummeted to $102,000 on Binance with these China tariffs. We're also going to jump into the charts for XRP, and we're going to be taking a look at levels of support and resistance that you need to know about going forward. We're going to be looking at our long-term and short-term momentum waves as well, and so much more in today's video. So if you're like most people where you don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day doing crypto research, well, that is what we do for you here on this channel every single day. So make sure you subscribe right now. And if you are feeling bullish about this current bull run, let us know by commenting 777 down below.
Do you love crypto, but are you worried about taxes shrinking your retirement nest egg? Here's the deal. Trading and selling crypto can trigger capital gains taxes, eating into your wealth. A crypto IRA fixes that. Per IRS publication 590B, traditional IRA gains like those from crypto aren't taxed until distributed. That's why we've partnered with iTrust Capital, a leading crypto IRA company in the USA, to sponsor today's video. And they offer institutional grade custody for retail clients that want to set up their crypto IRAs for retirement, leveraging top storage solutions like Fidelity, Wells Fargo, and Coinbase Prime to keep your assets secure. To get started, simply click the link in the description of this video, sign up for free, and fund your account with cash. They also offer 401k rollovers or crypto transfers, and you can trade 24/7 with just 1% transaction fees and no maintenance costs. As always, I'm not a CPA or financial advisor, so consult one for tax advice, and we do earn a commission if you sign up using our link below to fund your crypto IRA account, but that helps support value-based videos like this. And iTrust Capital already has over 200,000 crypto IRA accounts and over $14 billion in transactions, proving they're trusted by smart investors just like you. So click the link below, get started now by funding your account today, and let's create generational wealth together.
First things first, we're heading over to CoinMarketCap. Look at the overall health of the crypto market today. We are down 9.6%. Total market cap coming in at $3.75 trillion in the last 24 hours. This is on the back of $429 billion worth of trading volume. I have personally not seen a day that high as far as trading volume goes. Fear and greed index has dipped back down into the fear level at 35 out of 100. Altcoin season also fell off a cliff today, down to 34 out of 100. Just days ago, we were all the way up at the 75 level back in mid-September. Bitcoin dominance exploding to the upside, getting closer and closer to 60% again, sitting at 59.9%. Bitcoin ETF inflows ended up with $185 million worth of inflows into the market. Now, let you know this. This liquidation that happened today was mainly leverage trading, and we're going to get into that in just a few minutes. But if you're doing spot trading, you are sitting in a very good position. So right now, realistically, Bitcoin's ETF inflow this week was $2.69 billion. Now, we will see some reports coming out for tomorrow that represent the outflows today, and we'll keep you updated on that. Make sure you subscribe so you see that tomorrow. Ethereum's ETF tracker volume has been dying off, but we are only seeing an outflow of $6 million of outflows for the week. Ethereum still positive. Inflows to the upside of $656 million. Again, we'll get the final numbers tomorrow. After the very scary flash crash we saw, we are recovering pretty well right now. Bitcoin's sitting at $113,000. Ethereum at number 2 at $3,800. Tether at $1, BNB at number 4 at $1,124, XRP at $2.40, and Solana wrapping up number 6 at $189. Over on X, we can see Ash Crypto putting out a great tweet here. In fact, this is what we were going to be covering as well over here on CoinGlass. The fact that we did see $19.2 billion in the 24-hour rect, meaning in the last 24 hours, $19 billion of liquidations happened. So if you were a leverage trader, so if you were on a 2x leverage, 3x leverage, 20x, 100x leverage. More than likely, you got zeroed out today on that active trade. You can see right here, long positions, $16.74 billion. And even some short positions got wiped out, $2.47 billion. Now, as Ash Crypto points out here, the COVID crash only gave us $1.2 billion in liquidations. Leverage trading was not at such a high peak at that point. FTX crash, which was another black swan scenario, only $1.6 billion in liquidations. But today, record breaking, $19.16 billion in liquidations, the biggest liquidation event in history of crypto, and almost 20x bigger than the COVID crash of March of 2020. And it was all cryptos, but there was an outstanding amount of XRP. It was crazy to see XRP on some exchanges. It was down to 70 cents. Literally, history was made with an XRP Black Swan, the biggest XRP long liquidation ever at nearly $500 million, $422 million, just XRP tradings liquidated. As we see in this image right here, the current price at the time of the snapshot was $1.97. But if you look here at the low, it was $1.17 for XRP on the Binance exchange. And there was some fishy scenarios going on that we should have all been paying attention to. There was a hyper liquid whale, and this was actually reported yesterday or evening time. I saw this. Someone had opened a crazy long or a crazy short position. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I would not do that. That's probably dangerous. Well, this is insider trading, ladies and gentlemen, at its finest. This hyper liquid whale opened a short just 30 minutes before Trump announced the 100% tariffs on China. He closed the trades for $192 million in profits. These accounts were opened today, the same day, and he already withdrawn the money. Lucky whale or insider, that was obviously an insider. And on top of all that, the extra pain that came along with that was the fact that Binance and Coinbase were reporting degraded performance with transactions due to heavy market activity. Meaning, let's say you were trying to exit out of your long position, but you couldn't because of the fact that the website or the market wouldn't open for you. Your app, your website couldn't log on to actually hit the sell button and get out of your trade, unfortunately. And what's crazy, now we know that it's up to 19 billion. But look at this, just 2 hours ago, at the time of recording this right now, it's 6 p.m. Pacific time, the biggest liquidation in history, 24-hour rect was 9 billion. Now, what's interesting is blockchain backer. Let's go take a look at this. People were giving him the biggest, hardest time as of recently because he said he sees that the market has topped. So let's take a look here. On October 3rd, as the clock strikes October 4th, 2025 on the charts, we have reached full 2021 cycle length. I am now 50% in cash, meaning he had taken profits. He had exited his positions. On October 4th, he said, GM, 31-minute video exporting. So he was telling everyone about the video he's about to launch. And then he got absolutely ripped in the comments section talking about he didn't know what he was talking about. He's a horrible trader, this, that, and the other, right? Well, he knew something was coming market structure wise. I mean, timing wise, it's interesting that it ended up going with our tariffs from Trump, but he was smart. He exited. This person right here knew that the tariffs were coming and he was entering into short positions. But it wasn't just crypto that got hit today. How about $1.6 trillion was wiped out from the US stock market today? On top of all the tariff bad news, we also saw, this is also why people are freaking out right now. Crypto market structure talks are stalling over a leaked Democrat DeFi proposal. Dems want the pin, Republicans want a markup. Industry wants fair rules for DeFi. Inside the market structure showdown on Capitol Hill. And as you know, Democrats, not so much the most fans of crypto. As you know, Pocahontas, she wanted to crush and kill crypto for many, many years. And now that we're finally making progress to get legal legislation passed, the Democrats are coming in and trying to halt it. And on top of that, we also have some more major news. We could look at this positive, but also potentially negative, because just in major global banks are collaborating on plans to launch joint stablecoin initiative. So that's Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Deutsche Bank, BNP, Santander, Barclays, TD Bank, MUFG, UBS, and Citi. So what does this tell you? Well, if all of these banks are coming together, who's the boss of all of these banks? That's right, the Federal Reserve. And what does the United States not want? That's right, a central bank digital currency. But what does the Federal Reserve want? It does want a central bank digital currency. So right now, we have our legislation trying to pass rules to prevent a CBDC from ever making its way into the people of the United States. Meanwhile, we have banks collaborating behind their backs, trying to take their monopoly that they have on money and create an opportunity. They're calling it a stable coin initiative. What kind of stable coin initiative are they going to do? One that they have complete control of, obviously, and that would be a similar to CBDC. Why not just use maybe RLUSD? It's already approved, and it's RLUSD already has partnerships with Ripple through all of these banks as well. But why would they be trying to collaborate behind the backs and create their own initiative? Now, as we know, Coinbase went down today during the massive liquidation. Prior to that, though, last night, they were fighting very hard. Coinbase will keep fighting for economic freedom, for your rights. Self-custody and DeFi are key parts of this strategy. So let's not forget, Coinbase is trying to work with this legislation to get it passed. But again, like I said, Democrats are stepping in and fighting against Republicans and also massive people in the industry. Just in, Coinbase and MasterCard are in negotiation to acquire stablecoin startup BVNK or Bank for around $2 billion, with Coinbase reportedly leading per fortune. And as we covered just recently, Ripple's legal win got the headwinds for the ETFs that'll be launching. So was this crypto wipeout on purpose, getting rid of all leverage trading so that way we can have some extreme liquidity to pump into these ETFs? Well, Trump did announce the tariffs against China that could be 100%, literally 100% tariffs. If they sell something for $5, then we charge them $5 here in the US. Bitcoin did plunge to $102,000 in the Binance Perp futures after Trump's announcement today. Trump said that the tariffs were in response to China attempting to place export restriction on rare earth minerals, which are crucial for creating computer chips. Trump wrote on social, "It is just been learned that China has taken an extraordinarily aggressive position on trade and sending an extremely hostile letter to the world, stating that they were going to, effective November 1st, 2025, impose large-scale export controls on virtually every product they make." Now, that was just a snippet of this very long tweet that he put out, or Truth Social post he put out. But unfortunately, due to the news and his response to the news, we did have an extreme liquidation today. Why this is important is tariff pressure and chip access. These rare earth elements are essential for semiconductor production. By threatening to tighten access on critical materials, China strains the global hardware pipeline, including for AI, high-performance computing, and crypto mining infrastructure. So heading over to CoinGlass to take a look, 24 hours, 19 billion were wiped out. In the last 4 hours, 16 billion. As you can see, it got worse and worse and worse as the day went on. The last 12 hours, 19 billion. So it is finally starting to ease off. Only $43 million worth of liquidations have been wiped out in the last hour. When we take a look at the liquidations chart, we can see that it's been nominal. And there was a pretty massive day here. With this spike here, shorts got liquidated, 626 million. Longs got liquidated, $3 billion, 2.99. So that was a massive day compared to all these other nominal days, as I said, in the market. But even with that day being huge, this thing just absolutely crushes it to absurdity. This is absolutely insane. You can see here, 16 billion in longs, 2.4 billion in shorts, all wiped out. So what can we take from this in the charts for XRP? Well, one thing that we can look at is the fact that we did take the liquidity below here, which is really important. In fact, that's basically where price stopped the bleeding for XRP, right? So all of this right here, this was the low. So there was a lot of liquidity right below this level. Now, what's interesting, we did have this potential zone down here at $1.45 that price could have dipped into. Luckily, we didn't even fall that far. It did on certain exchanges. This one is Bitstamp. You can see that it got all the way down to its low was $1.59. Over here on this one, we got down to $1.17. So let's go ahead and look at this one real quick. Then let's flip to the daily. Let's flip to Heikinashi candles. And then let's go and find there is an interruption right here on Heikinashi candles. Remember, this is how I find supply and demand zones. Green, 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 green. And then all of a sudden this red candle right here, that is an important key area. So let's see where price got to on this chart. It did blow right through there. Also, something we always talk about on this channel in this segment is the 1100 exponential moving average. And you can see on the daily, the 1100 exponential moving average got tapped just right on it. It did. The liquidations were so insane. People could not stop selling. It went so fast. Let's look at this on like a 5-minute scale. Let's take a look. There you go. Let's go to regular candles. So prices were dipping into this level. On the 5-minute scale, it went from $2.29 to $1.49. And then it continued ripping to the downside to $1.19 on this one. Let's look at the 1 minute. So this liquidation scenario played out in 1 minute, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes. So in 9 minutes, price went from $2.55 all the way down to $1.18, $1.17. Absolutely insane. Just wrecking everybody that had any leverage. You could have been on a 2x leverage and you got wiped out. That was a 53% price reduction in 10 minutes on the Binance perpetual contract for XRP. Okay, so enough ranting on that. Let's go back to the daily. Let's see what can we do now, right? So obviously this was a pain, very sad scenario. A lot of people on X saying that they got completely wiped out. What's also interesting, we were talking about this scenario here where price could get back to this level. But again, the liquidations just blew right through it. Okay, so minus the liquidations and everything going on there, let's go ahead and take a look at everything else. We're going to clear everything because now that everything has been cleared off the board, we're going to start fresh, see where are things going to be going. So as we just talked about, we're on Heikinashi again. We run up to the top. We're going to look at the very last green candle before the drop down. That is going to be our resistance level. Whereas our first red candle before green candles, we're going to use that as our new support level right there. So this is support and resistance at this time. Traditional candles here. So price. Now we could actually not be done dropping. And we talked about this for a while because our weekly short-term momentum has not reset back to zero. Now, the craziness of the liquidation and the amount of this drop is freaking insane. But we did talk about there was going to be some more downside. We are not flipped back up because look right here. Last time we reset to zero and it finally started pushing up on the weekly charts was right here when price was $2.10-ish. And that's when we went up to the new all-time high of 366. We haven't started. It's still bearish. And when we look at the daily, it has also been bearish since October 6th, right? So since October 6th, we flipped to short-term momentum bearish and we've been dropping. Now, I was trying to be very bullish in the fact that we had an opportunity for a bull flag pattern to play out, but obviously that is not going to happen. So if we're on the daily here and this was the crazy drop, we're going to flip to the 1 hour to look for our more pressing time frame of where things could be going to the upside. So all of this bloody red right here, there was one green red hour candle, one green hourly candle that we're going to be hoping price gets back to shortly of $2.86. We do have our support level down here at 223. Unfortunately, we have to start charting for potential lower levels. So let's look at our 4-hour charts and we're going to find some areas of support and resistance for us. All right, so XRP to the upside. So we have some red right here before a massive green move. That'll be a support level for us right here. Then we have the massive green move giving us the final green candle before this little pullback here. Mark that. And we have this really nice green move to the upside, giving us a top here. Then we have another really nice green move, giving us some red here. So now that we've drawn these levels out, let's go one more to the top here. And we'll go ahead and mark off this green candle right here before the reds start with the drop. You can see it's been a resistance in the past as well. So now that we've drawn support and resistance, these are supply and demand zones from the past. This was during our run up from 55 cents to that all-time high at that time. Let's go look into the future and see what prices get us. Where did price come to? So take a look at that. price dipped right into this supply and demand zone on the 4-hour chart, which is pretty spot on that one. And so it came down. All of the people that didn't get a chance to buy right here before price took off again, well, they left their orders in this zone. People who left their orders in this zone as well, in this zone. So this is where everyone started buying back up to the upside. But price right now, I'm looking at price to, turn back to $2.23. We got our short-term momentum waves here. We're on the 4-hour charts here. Let's look at the 6-hour, look at the 12-hour. So we're right here. Let's look at the 7-hour. I'm trying to see what 1100 exponential moving average did we rest on with the closed body, right? So we obviously have wicks down here. Let's see where the closed body is. Is it on the 8-hour? So right at about the 8-hour right here. So that would be a decent level of support. Unfortunately, nothing is reading bullish at this time. I mean, we do have this crazy wick and it bought back up. However, people are very scared right now and there is potential of coming back. So let's look at these levels. $2.23. We lose those levels, $1.90. If we lose those levels, $1.60. If we lose those levels back to $1.20 zone.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers.